The twin suns of the planet Aurelia were setting, painting the sky in deep orange and soft purple. The city below, a grand place made of crystal towers and silver bridges, glowed like a lake of light. Aurelia was home to the Orions, a tall and gentle alien race with luminous skin and soft glowing veins that pulsed like starlight. On this world lived a single human doctor, Dr. Ethan Miles. He had been invited years ago because humans, unlike Orions, had long experience with injuries, infections, and hidden internal problems. Orions healed quickly, but when they didn't, they needed human medical skill. Ethan lived peacefully. He opened his small clinic every morning, treated whoever came, and closed it in the evening to walk home through the violet parks. Life here was calm, gentle, and soft, very different from the noisy earth he once knew. But one evening, as he locked his clinic door, he heard hurried footsteps behind him. When he turned, he froze. Standing in front of him was Princess Lyriel, heir to the Orion throne. Her skin, usually bright like silver moonlight, looked dim. Her glowing veins flickered weakly. Her long white hair was tied back in a way that tried to hide how much she was shaking. "Doctor," she whispered, voice trembling. "Please, I need help." Ethan straightened immediately. "Princess? Are you hurt?" She looked around as if afraid someone would hear her. Her voice felt even lower. "I have an injury, in a delicate place." Her eyes darted away in shame. "No Orion healer can treat it." Ethan nodded gently. "Of course. You're safe with me. Let's go inside." He unlocked the clinic again, turned on the soft blue lights, and guided her in gently. She walked with a faint limp, her breaths uneven. When the door closed behind them, she exhaled shakily. "Dr. Miles," she said, "I fear something terrible is happening inside me." Ethan placed a hand over his heart in the Orion gesture of reassurance. "You don't need to be afraid anymore," he said softly. "Tell me everything, and I'll help you." She hesitated, embarrassed. Can you promise not to speak of this to anyone?" she whispered. Ethan nodded. "I swear on my profession. Your secret stays with me." Her shoulders relaxed just a little, but her eyes were still full of fear. "Middle." Ethan guided her into the exam room. She sat carefully, wincing as she adjusted her position. Her glowing veins flickered again. Orions only did that when in great distress. He pulled up a chair and sat facing her. "You can explain in whatever words feel comfortable," he said gently. Lyriel took a deep breath. "I was training with the Royal Guard," she began softly. "We were practicing with energy staffs. One of the new guards lost control." She paused, eyes lowering. "The energy tip struck me just below the rib, but on the inside, a spot where our healers cannot reach without damaging the glow veins." Ethan's face grew serious. He understood. Orions had delicate inner channels that carried biolight. Damage there could cause fading sickness. And fading sickness could be deadly. "Princess," Ethan said softly, "how long has it been hurting?" She looked ashamed again. 3 days. Ethan inhaled sharply. "Why did you wait so long?" Her voice broke. Because I didn't want anyone to see. It's such a private place." She looked up, eyes wet. "I didn't want my people to think I was weak." Ethan's heart ached. "Lyriel," he said gently, "pain doesn't make you weak. Hiding it makes you suffer." Her breath shook. "I know," she whispered. "I just didn't want to disappoint anyone." Ethan set up his holoscanner. "Let me examine it. You can stay covered. I only need to scan." She nodded gratefully. He turned around while she adjusted her clothes so only the injured area would show. Then she softly whispered, "You may look now." Ethan scanned the glowing area beneath her rib. The display flashed red. He frowned. The energy staff created a microburn inside the soft tissue, he explained. It's small, but dangerously close to one of your glow veins. Lyriel's hands trembled. Can you heal it? Yes, he said, but it must be done very carefully. If I make even a tiny mistake, the glow vein may dim. And if it dims, she whispered, you could lose consciousness. Or worse. Her eyes closed, fear washing through her. But you can fix it, she whispered again. Ethan's voice was steady. I can. I just need you to trust me. She looked into his eyes, not as a princess, but as a scared young woman who didn't want to die. I trust you, Dr. Miles. He prepared gentle human tools, cool gel, soft scanners, and microhealers. Human medical tools didn't interfere with Orion glow veins, which was why he had been brought to the planet in the first place. The procedure was slow, careful, delicate. Lyriel breathed sharply once, and Ethan paused. Did that hurt? He asked softly. Only a little, she whispered, embarrassed. You don't need to hide pain from me, Ethan said, his voice warm. Tell me whenever it feels too much. Lyriel blinked, surprised. No one has ever spoken to me like that. He gave a small smile. Then they should start. She let out a shaky breath, a small laugh mixing with fear. He continued the treatment, lightly adjusting the damaged tissue. When he worked near her glow vein, she stiffened. It's okay, he whispered. I'm right here. You're safe. Her glowing eyes softened, and for the first time since she arrived, she relaxed completely. After 30 careful minutes, Ethan sat back and exhaled. It's done. Lyriel opened her eyes slowly. Am I healed? You will be, he said. The burn is sealed. The tissue is repairing. You'll be sore for a day, but safe. Her breath escaped her in relief. She covered her mouth, tears forming. Thank you, Ethan, she whispered softly. You saved me. He passed her a warm towel and turned away again to give privacy while she fixed her clothes. When she was done, she stepped forward with trembling hands. I don't know how to thank you, she said. You already did, Ethan replied. You trusted me. But she shook her head. That is not enough. She stepped closer. Ethan, when I walked in here, I felt scared. Small. Weak. Her voice softened. But you treated me with kindness, not embarrassment. You spoke to me like a person, not a princess. He felt touched by her words. You are a person, he said. A hurting one. Rank didn't matter. Lyriel swallowed hard. You saw my fear, and you didn't judge me. I would never judge someone for being in pain. Her glowing eyes shimmered with something he couldn't name. Humans, she whispered, feel in ways we Orions often forget to. The room felt suddenly warmer, quiet, gentle. Lyriel took a small breath. I think, she said softly, that today, I learned what true safety feels like. Ethan blinked, surprised. Safety. Yes, she whispered. Here. With you. Ending. The next day, Lyriel returned for a checkup. She looked brighter, stronger, and more confident. When she smiled, her glow veins pulsed with healthy light. You're healing well, Ethan said happily. I feel well, she replied. Her voice was lighter, better than I expected. She visited the next day, too. And the next. Soon, she didn't come only for medical checks, but for conversation. Some days, she brought glowing fruit from the palace. Some days, she listened to his stories about Earth. And some days, she simply sat beside him as he worked, glowing softly, enjoying the quiet. The city began to whisper. Why was the princess visiting the human doctor so often? Why did she smile when she left his clinic? Why did her glow shine warmer when he spoke to her? But Lyriel didn't care. And Ethan didn't either. One afternoon, as the suns were setting, Lyriel said softly, "Ethan, may I tell you something?" "Of course." "I've never felt understood before." She looked down. "People see my title, my glow, my future duty, but not me." Ethan listened gently. "But you," she whispered, "you saw my fear. You saw my pain. You didn't treat me like a princess. You treated me like a person." Ethan smiled softly. "Because you are one." Lyriel stepped closer. "And because of you, I learned something important." Her eyes shone like twin moons. Strength isn't hiding pain. Strength is letting someone help you when you're hurting. Ethan's heart warmed. She continued, voice trembling. "You saved more than my body, Ethan. You healed something inside me too." Ethan swallowed. "I'm glad I could help." Lyriel took a deep, brave breath. "Ethan," she whispered, "I would like to spend more time with you. As simply Lyriel, not as a princess." Ethan searched her face. She looked hopeful, gentle, warm. He smiled. "I'd like that too." A soft glow blossomed across her cheeks. Outside, the twin suns dipped below the crystal towers. The sky turned dark blue. The city lights shimmered. Lyriel stepped beside him, her glow illuminating the room like starlight. "You saved me when no one else could," she said softly. "And you trusted me when no one else would," he replied. And together, human healer and alien princess, they walked out into the new night, ready for whatever their future held. Not as doctor and patient, but as two hearts that had finally found understanding. And neither felt alone again.